Good to see you. Thanks for giving me a bit of time to come and talk about what you're doing. I want to kick the interview off by reflecting back to you something that you talked about when we last spoke, which I thought was a really odd thing. You've kind of created a business around dating where people aren't allowed to see each other. Now, that seems a pretty odd way to approach building a dating company. I mean, tell us why you've done that, and why does it matter to you to do it that way?
Yeah, I think one of the motivation behind my yeah my goal to build unseen connection, because I think we live now in the world where we decide in 2 seconds whether someone is worth it. Um, because of the dating app and also social media train us to swipe, to judge, and to discuss someone in just 2 seconds by their looks, what they wear, by the pictures that they post. And that's the reason why I ask myself, like, what if we take that power away? So instead of seeing the person at first, we hear their voice, we feel instead of
Mhm.
to look. Um, so yeah, that was the reason why I started it. And also, um, right now with modern dating, it is such a huge problem. Um, Everyone want to look for a partner, but it seems like everyone's still single. And all of my friends around me single, I'm single, and I'm like, how can I fix it issue? So
And and tell
mhm.
me, where did the idea come from? Because it's the complete opposite of what everybody else is doing. I mean, how did you? I mean, how did the idea come to you? I mean, where did it come from?
Mm, I think it's coming from two things. Well, I don't know if you watch Netflix, the show Love is Blind
I
on
don't
net.
actually,
Oh, okay.
but tell me about it.
So it's a very commercial show, and yeah, basically, Love is Blind is people come into the show and they cannot see each other and they just talk and go on a date like super intensive intensively for 2 weeks or something, and they just talk through a word and they never see each other, and after
Well,
that they propose to each other. And I think the show is super unique, fun to watch, drama, yeah, and I'm a big fan. I think it's just so fun to see how people really focus to get to know each other on that shows. And I like it. I like, what if we also can create that in real life? Uh, and also back last year in March 2025, actually, I went to a speed dating event as well in Barcelona.
right.
Um, and there they also use the blindfold. They also hosted like a speed dating with the blindfold, and I was there. And yeah, I like the sensation and how focused I am at that moment with all the guys that I met. But the organization was very messy. People just throw different people on the table. So it was not like curated and well organized. So I came back to Lisbon and I'm like, I actually really like and enjoy that date. It's kind of exciting and fun. And it was such a long time. I was like that excited to go on a date. So I'm like, how can I recreate it and make it better? And I already love the show Love is Blind. So it's kind of the same. So that the idea came from. And also because I want to make it more like curated. So I thought how we can also bring the technology, like the matchmaking at the beginning for people, uh, so that we can curate the experience of the event better. So that's
And
how
and, wh- and
I
what is
made.
it? What is it that you're trying to achieve exactly?
I want to help people to reconnect with their feeling and intuition. I think nowadays, if you see, uh, there's so many, especially the last 2 years, beside like tech company with AI taking over the world, there are another different type of company as well. Company that build like um, communities in real life events. If you search for so many people now, like, oh, what are you doing on Wednesday? Oh, I'm going to this community. I'm going to this event. It is really blooming in real life events nowadays to bring people together to build community because people want to meet people. People want to, yeah, um how to say, yeah, make like build a connection.
Mhm.
But I think we have so many tools out there and events out there, but deep down right now we still have the biggest loneliness issue.
Yeah.
People feel
Yeah.
lonely.
I've heard
um
that from I've heard that
yeah,
from you. And the other interesting thing is that you've started in, I mean, correct me if I've got this wrong, you're running it in London, in New York, and in Lisbon. Is that right?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
what made you decide to start in three such different places?
Well, I think I'm quite lucky with our community online. So when I started, it was in Lisbon. Lisbon was the first city, and then our event went a little bit viral on Instagram and TikTok. Uh, and then we got so many requests, and the two most other cities that we have requests were New York and London.
Wow.
And that's why I thought, why not? Let's try. Life is short.
And did it,
So,
and let me ask, did
mm,
it work the same way? I mean, does the way you did it in Lisbon, was it the same in London and the same in New York? And or were they, or did people behave in different ways?
I think each city have um different vibe, but the concept itself is the same every city. It doesn't change. But I mean, every city, every country as well, there's still the culture aspect, right? And London and New York are way much bigger city
Hmm.
compared to Lisbon. So yeah, I think it 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 different in terms of like the vibe, but people are the same in the way that they hungry for connection.
Hmm.
They want to connect. They want to have fun. They want to feel the excitement. They want to be curious of the person that they're going to meet. So you can really see that they they really present and ready to
Hmm.
meet someone when they come to the event.
Sure.
Yeah.
And how did you, I mean, just explain the business model, because it just seems like a really odd setup. I mean, that's not meant as a criticism. It's just I don't really understand how it works. I mean, just tell me, how did you develop the business model? I mean, where did your thinking come, not just around the kind of dating piece,
Mm,
I get that, but how, I mean, just tell me about your thinking about how you're going to turn this into a business.
mm. I think what I'm building is not a product. I'm building an experience.
Right.
So the business model is very simple. We now having revenue by selling ticket, right? The more events that we can do, the more revenue we can have. And however, to choose the person in each city to launch the event for us is something that I take really serious, I
Yeah.
think.
How did you find those partners? I mean, that must have been quite difficult.
They found me.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I think like with people in New York or in London, or right now we going to be in Porto, in Dublin, Berlin, and also Prague. People are actually reaching out because they love the concept. and they want to help to bring that to their cities because they also see the problem with the modern dating there, and they just think it's so refreshing, it's so exciting, and it can, yeah, it can help people to connect. So people reach out to me and want to help me to bring unseen connection to their city. Yeah.
Yeah. And have you, in terms of how you're, have you had any sort of make or break moments on the journey so far when you thought, oh, this may not work? I mean, have you had anything like that happen?
Yeah, I think definitely there's many doubts. I think it's normal for a business owners and also like entrepreneur. Um, Especially what I'm building is a little bit, yeah, like outside of the box. um, um, and there are a lot of dating events and dating company at this moment. You also can see like Hinge right now. They also, uh, I believe the founder of Hinge, he also building something new now with in real life dating as well. And there's so many competitors out there. They doing different things and breaking into market like London or New York where the competition is so high.
Mm.
Of course, I have doubts like, oh my God, no one gonna come to my event, that kind of thing, you know. But I really believe in what I built. I built whenever I have those doubts or like negative thoughts, I'm trying to look back what we have done so far. And we have a wait list of 2,000 people. So I think that the proof that they're the
Wow,
demands.
that's
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So
And how does, I mean, how do you feel about being the CEO of the business? I mean, how do you sort of approach building a business? Because it's quite an odd thing to do. I mean, well, how did you, I mean, do you enjoy being the CEO? Do you like it? Is it something that, you get excited about?
I'm enjoy being a leader. Mm, I think I I think since I'm a kid, I always so driven by making impact on other people's life or like building something meaningful to my heart and do something and build something with my heart, not just with my head and my brain. um, so yeah, that what I think how like and also like I said, we build experience, not products.
Mm.
So a lot of people when they see unseen connection they always ask the question like how you can scale it. It's too hard to scale. um
And do you
it's
believe that? Do you think it's too hard to scale? Because you seem to be doing pretty well.
um I think everyone have different like definition of what is scaling for them, right?
Mm.
um some people want to reach 100 cities in like a year, something like that. But I think we want to scale, but we want to scale with standards and with care because at the end of the day, it's a human business. It's not like we're building just a tech company. Um, we want to connect people. We want people to find love. So we're scaling, but we're scaling with care and standards. And we take every step very seriously in our event and the experience that we want to deliver to people. So I think it's possible to scale. It just, yeah,
Just
how
figuring out
people,
how, I
yeah,
guess. I
yeah.
mean, you come across. You mentioned the kind of human bit there. You come across as having sort of quite clear values about how you want to do. I mean, have your values shaped the way the business has developed?
Yeah, I think definitely.
In what sort of way? I mean, tell us
um,
in what sort of way.
I think for me, my values is always like curiosity
Mhm.
when I look at life and business, fun, excitement, and then being bold and authentic.
Mhm.
And I think that everything Unseen Connection is about. It's bold, it's authentic, it's about curiosity, it's fun.
Mm.
Um, and I think at the end of the day, everyone just want to be themselves and to be loved and to be seen by others by
Mhm.
doing that. And with all the dating app and social media, we have to put on so many different masks of maybe something that not us, you know.
Mhm.
So with unseen connection, I just want people to be themselves and to connect with others in the way how, yeah, they want others to perceive themselves as who they are. So that all the values that yeah, I think that how I transfer it to build
Yeah.
unseen
And
connections.
one of the things that interests me about building a business is,
Mm.
I mean, it can be a bit of a roller coaster. I mean, most of the CEOs I speak to will say it's a roller coaster. You know, have good days and you have bad days. And I mean,
Yeah.
what is it? What is it that gets you out of bed every day, motivated to kind of ride that roller coaster?
Mm. Wow. I think mm, because I want to live an exciting life.
Right. Okay.
mm, that drive me to get out of bed every day. And exciting life mean I can do what I love, and this is what I love. I love connecting people. I I want people to be true to themselves, mm, and that's what drives me to, yeah, to continue my journey, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. And one of the other interesting things about I mean, is one of the interesting things about being a CEO is that you could do 101 things. But what you've got to do is work out what are the right things to do today for your business. I mean, how do you kind of cut through all the noise and work out exactly the right things that you need to do to move the business forward? I mean, how do you do that?
I think by making a lot of mistakes.
Oh, right. Okay. I think a lot of entrepreneurs would say they make mistakes. What sort of mistakes are you talking about?
I think I think in the beginning of this journey, especially when I build unseen connection, I try so hard to kind of convince people
Hmm.
to choose us because it kind of strain idea. So, but I think I kind of work on my mindset as well, and like how to let people choose you instead of you have to convince them to choose you. How you can be, how can you believe in your products experience and the thing that you build so much that you just focus on that instead of other noise around you. And when I'm do that, I think people start to seeing us, and then yeah, mm, that makes sense
Yeah, no,
to
it makes
me.
sense. I get it.
Um,
I mean, the thing that was going through my mind was,
mhm.
I mean, your model is very different to the status quo. You're kind of challenging the status quo, and I just wondered how you felt about being that different because it's a very unusual proposition. I mean, do you feel good about being different? Does it bother you? I mean, do people look at you strangely because you're doing it a different way?
I think sometime of course when my anxiety and my insecurity kick in,
Mhm.
I'm also like feel small compared to others business owners or entrepreneurs. Um, but I guess this is my gift that the universe or my mom and my my dad gave me as a human being. Um, so I'm just trying to be me and building the company,
Mm.
and being different is my advantage because no one can take it from me and my company.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah.
it's interesting you look at it that way because, of course, it is an advantage because you're very different. So, you know, you you stand out in the crowd, don't you? Because it's so different, which I think is a really good thing. You mentioned about the kind of partners that you've got. I mean, one of the interesting challenges is about how you once you've got a business established, and I know the experience that you're building is very important to you. How do you get the right people on board? I know you said that they came to you, but how
Mm,
do you select the right people to work with? Because that's
mm,
got to be quite tricky, given
mm.
what you're doing is so different. I mean, how do you find the right partners?
I think before I decided to work with anyone for long term, I always bring them in for a trial period,
Right.
and I just observe them work. I see the way how they work. It's a very human-led business. So when you see someone work, how much they care, you can already see. And I think as a female leader, we really in tune with our heart and our intuition. And I use that as my advantage to choose the people I work with. I feel like when my nervous system is really good with the person around me, that
Mhm.
mean a good size. And then for the rest, people can be trained, right? We give them the time for them to learn. That also some lessons I learned lately when I started to hire people. I need to also give them time to make mistakes and learn.
I mean, we all
Cannot,
make mistakes, don't we?
yeah, I
Yeah.
cannot like hire them and then like, oh, you have to do the same way that I do. That's not the reason why I hire them, right? I hire them for them to do even better than me. That's what I hope. Um, so yeah, so that what I how I choose people to work with. I
Yeah.
just
You're
observe them.
saying surround yourself with good people is what I think you're saying, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you about another thing that's interesting at the moment. I mean, one of the things that is different now compared to when I started in business is that we have social media. I mean, you're building a business in an environment in which there's a lot of scrutiny. I mean, people, watch what you're doing on social media, people talk about it.
Mm,
Anyone that is involved with your business, your staff or your customers,
mm.
partners, they can all talk about it, and you can't necessarily control that. I mean, how do you feel about building a business in a social media age, for want of a better way of describing it? Do you like it, or does that cause problems?
I love it.
And what is it you love about it?
I think everything have pros and cons, but when you know to use social media, it's such a powerful tool.
Mm,
People, especially just take an example, people who actually come to me and talk to me and wanted to work with me, they found me an unseen connection on social media. What if we didn't have social media? How can those people reach out to us and how we can reach people that actually need our experience and our service? So I love it. It's exciting. Um, it's a tough war because there's so many things right now on social media. And also like when I build unseen connection, of course, it's very different, right? There are a lot of people also share and didn't like about our concept, and you get some hate on social media as well. But we learned even, I don't know, the most famous celebrities in the world have hate as well. So of course you also have hate. So how we can just focus on the love and don't care about the hate and believe on the values that you provide, then that how it is. Yeah, but I love the social media. I work with a social, we have only one person in our team, a social media manager, and we just trying our best to test different things, how to attract the right audience for us,
yeah.
and yeah.
And how do you, I mean, one of the things, I mean, you're obviously from Vietnam. I mean, I mean, how will you, as you grow the business, how will you kind of adapt to accommodate different cultures. I mean, the culture. I mean, I've travelled across Vietnam. It's a fabulous country, but it's very different from here in the from doing business in London. I mean,
Yeah.
how do have you got thoughts on how you're going to have to adapt as you move into a broader range of kind of
Mm.
cultures?
I think I'm quite lucky enough because the last 15 years I've been living abroad. Uh, Also, like I think now four different countries and a few different cities. So I think it also teach me a lot of also how doing business in different environments. Um, yeah. So I guess I'm just learning on the way.
Mm,
And even though the cultures are different, people are different, but again, if we have a standard of doing business, I don't know how to say it, but like from kindness, from respectful,
mm.
um,
It's
and
your values are coming through, isn't it? Is what you're saying, and
yeah,
kindness and
yeah,
respect for the things that you are important to you.
yeah, yeah. I think I have learned so much also like being a sometime I also like learning like as a woman in a business, we trying to say yes a lot, you know. um, we think that you already maybe in the beginning, oh, maybe this is not the right partner for me, but I gonna just try to say yes. And then at the end, you're like, I should have said no at the beginning. So now I'm just learning how to be really trust myself and my ability more to make the decision faster and better for my company.
Sure, sure. And
Yeah.
you mentioned about learning. I mean, let me ask you about some of the things that you've learned. I mean, what would you say what are the factors that have made the business a success? I mean, it's obviously very different to the way other people are approaching it, but what else has made it successful?
Mm, wow, that I think I care so much. That what make it successful. um, I really walk people through an experience where they really able to discover something about themselves. Because yes, it's great if someone get out unseen connection and find the love of their life. uh, if 2 years later from now on I get an invitation of the couple that hey, we invite you to our wedding because we met each other at unseen connection, that would be one of the biggest gifts for me to build this company.
Mm,
But rather than that, I think I really give people a playground for them to really reflect on the way how they did, how they see themselves. And from there, they can even learn to be a better person. Um, and I think that really needed at this moment. Like I said, we all want to be loved, but right now, everyone just really don't have the emotion. I think it's emotional skills.
mm,
Yeah, everyone just like give up so quickly, no effort, and then complain about, oh, I'm still alone, you know? Yeah. So how we give people this kind of like mm, opportunities and chance for them to really learn about themselves and reflect, I think that's super important instead of just swiping and like addicted to the screen.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And tell me about the way you're using technology. I mean, because you're a
Mm,
non-technical founder, I think, aren't you? I mean,
yeah.
how does it feel to be building what is partially, I know it's not completely a tech company, but it's got a tech component to it. I mean, how does that feel not being a non-techie?
Mm, I think it can be an advantage because everyone is tech founder now.
Mm,
um, but I believe these are human problems and tech cannot solve. Tech can help me build a company and advance my business. Uh, so I don't see it at a disadvantage if I'm a non-tech co-founder, tech founder. But like I mentioned at the beginning of our talk, that I'm also trying to hire some people right now in our team for
Mm.
the technical part as well. We might have an AI engineer coming in to help us with the matchmaking process, uh, to make it better. So yeah,
Yeah. And let
definitely.
me ask you about that, seeing as you've mentioned it. I mean, what's your view about the way AI is going to kind of shape down in your world? I mean, do you think it's going to have a big impact? I mean, you talked about the kind of using AI for the matchmaking bit,
Mm,
but how do you think it's going to work going forward?
because right now I'm still reading almost every application. So I think with AI coming in, it can help me at the first level of the matchmaking with some certain questions that people actually choose the same thing. Um,
So what you're saying is that the AI will help you make the matches easier and
yeah,
faster. Is that
yeah,
what you're
to
saying?
like, I think it can help me at the filter, like to filter
Yeah.
out and give me some sort of like, yeah, group of people. And then from there, we still gonna, mm, yeah, always gonna check that for now, from our team to make sure that that would be a great result when we match people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And just a few more questions. What would you say you've learned? I mean, you mentioned learning from the experience of building a business. I mean, has it changed you? Do you feel differently now that you've been doing this for a while?
I believe somehow the business you build also mirrors the work that you have on yourself.
Right. So you're saying the business is a reflection of you,
Mm.
you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what does that mean in this case?
I think it present, it honesty, and it had a lot of courage. And this is me at this moment. I think I don't feel small anymore
Right.
because with my background coming from Vietnam, and I have worked my way through a lot, in order to be here. And sometimes in the past I still feel like, oh, I I'm not good enough to build this kind of thing. But right now at this moment I feel like I know I have the power to build a successful
Yeah. I
business.
was going to say, I mean, it's quite clear that you are good enough to build it because you're building it. I mean,
Yes.
reality is there. The reality is there, isn't it? You're doing that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but sometimes our mind just tricking us with this. Yeah, but that what I learned, like just believe more in myself, and then
Yeah.
um,
I mean, I was going to ask about that. I mean, looking back on the journey that you've been on, I
mm,
mean, is there anything, knowing what you know now, that you wish you knew when you started out? What would that thing be?
mm, hmm. I think I would tell myself that everything gonna work out. mm,
Did you not believe it would at the start?
no, sometimes no. How to say it? Because I think when you just started, you like, oh, I gonna hit to $10,000 per month, then it's gonna be okay. And then when you hit to $10,000 per month, and then you're like, oh, there's still problem. So the business grow doesn't mean the problems gonna
Mhm.
go away. They're gonna be always some issue coming in, and that's normal. If you don't have a problems to fix in a business, maybe you
Yeah.
don't run it right. I think so. Instead of being afraid of like, oh, I there are problem and problems, I think just focus on the growth and the goals that you have, and then yeah, you're gonna get there, I think.
Yeah. I mean, the interesting thing about what you said is that as businesses get bigger, they
Hmm.
have more problems, don't they? They don't
Yeah,
have less; they have more.
yeah.
Yeah, which is an odd thing. You would think that you
Mm.
have less over
So,
time. But actually,
yeah,
the more people, the more technology, the more events, the more
yeah,
issues you've got, the more problems you
hmm
have, don't you?
yeah, yeah. I think we always set a goal and then we thought, oh, I reached this goal already. Everything gonna be, that's it. But isn't it like we always evolve and evolve?
Yeah.
So it's a journey that we need to enjoy as well. So
It's kind of never ending, really, isn't it?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And you mentioned earlier on about making mistakes. I mean, have there been any big mistakes along the way when you thought, oh, that could be, that might change the way things work out? I mean, what's been your experience of that?
Mm, yeah, I don't think there's like a huge mistake. It's just a few partners that I already think that maybe they're not a good fit, but I waited for so long.
Hmm.
Yeah. Mm. But yeah, I'm happy I made that mistake so I could see that, oh, I need to trust myself more in this kind of
Hmm.
decision making. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm
I mean, it's interesting you describe it that way because, I mean, you can't build a business without making mistakes. I mean, I don't know anyone that hasn't made mistakes building a business. And in one sense, you wouldn't want to because mistakes are how you learn, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's the part of the journey that you cannot miss.
Yeah. Yeah.
hmm
And one last question. I mean, in terms of looking forward, I mean, what exciting things have you got on the horizon?
Mm, I put on my vision board of 2026 or like my goal. I want to bring Unseen Connection to 30 cities
Wow.
in 2026. Mm, and yeah, so now I'm just focused on it to make it happen and trust the process. Yeah, on the way how I can
Mm.
make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mai, thank you for
Mm.
taking some time to come and have a talk with us. I mean, I love to see a bit of ambition, and I think you've got a bit of ambition there, which I just think is great. I mean, those 30 cities are going to keep you occupied, I would have thought. But thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing the story, and it's a brilliant proposition. I mean, it's so different to the other kind of models that are out there. I'm sure it's going to be a big success. So I really appreciate you coming and talking about it.
Thank you so much for having me and Unseen Connection.
See you soon, Mai.
Bye.
Bye bye.